Absolutely. Well, my name is Pamela Shand. I am a career coach, certified resume writer. I've been in HR for many, many years now, and I am the founder of Offer Stage Consulting, and we're based here in Northern New Jersey, but we serve clients all over. Oh, that's an awesome question. I will tell you, one thing I'm very proud to say is that I am the daughter of immigrant parents. My parents are sorry, and Caribbean, and I'm American, and I was born and raised here, educated here. And growing up, there's a lot of things that I pulled from my heritage that was really a benefit to me. And I know there are a lot of other young people that are, maybe their first generation college graduate, their first generation even to be in this country. And I want them to know that there's a lot of awesome things that come from just having that diverse background that can certainly be a huge plus to you going forward. So for me, I was born and raised here in New Jersey, educated in New Jersey and in New York. So I am an East Coast girl.
Okay.
I went to King University, which is a well-known school here in New Jersey. And after that, I will tell you that after graduating, like so many young people at 22, I essentially had to move by faith. I thought I knew what I wanted to do. And then when I graduated, I realized I'm not so sure that's what I want to do anymore.
Yeah.
And so a huge part of my path was a combination of faith, not seeing the future, but still being willing to say, you know what, I'm going to take this step. And I followed a rather non-traditional path. I didn't go right into, this full-time 9 to 5 setup. I accepted a few summer positions, contractor roles, which were great because they happened to be aligned with some Fortune 500 names. And one thing that for me worked was, even though it's not the traditional position, I know that it's an opportunity. And so, in addition to just being okay with not seeing the stairs, but taking the step anyway, I would also encourage someone who's fresh out of school to not be so focused on things that are cookie cutter, but focus on the opportunity that's wrapped in something that's not traditional. For me, the opportunity in these things was I was able to, at a pretty young age, get some pretty big brands on my resume and really build my skill set early in my career with globally recognized names, and be able to, from then, establish my career path. And what was a really good bonus for me was that I was able to take what I was learning and not just use it at work. I was able to take what I was learning and use it to help my friends who are graduating after me. I had friends who said, I started interviewing and I have no idea, what I'm doing. No one's calling me back. I'm sending my resume out and no one is inviting me for an interview. What do I do? Or saying, I got a phone call from an agency. What does that mean? And for me, being in that position, I was able to comfortably answer those questions and then see my friends do great in their job search. And that is what led me to eventually, a few years later, get to a place where I said, you know what? This is something that I could really do on a much larger scale. And none of this was anything that I saw happening. This was really a result of me just taking one step and having that step lead to another step and lead to another step. Sometimes you have to just bloom where you're planted. That's another thing that I share with folks all the time. Don't be in such a rush to chase after any particular thing. There is something valuable in being right where you are. And there's something great that can come from being grateful for being where you are and being open to the experiences and the opportunities that may come from your present situation, because you never know what you get from that situation might just propel you into the perfect thing that you never saw coming. Absolutely. Well, I will tell you that we started off with really just focusing on resume writing, coming from an HR recruitment background. That is what you do. You look at resumes all day and you really get the strong idea of what managers want and what a job seeker needs to do in order to be successful. So I started off with resumes and then really expanded into the full suite of services. So interview coaching, career growth, focusing a lot on career changers, how to make the most out of your transferable skills. Also working with a lot of college students and new grads, helping them to really kick down those doors and make their own way in today's job market, how to be competitive, how to earn respect, and how to really get to where they want to be, not necessarily where their friends are or where even their parents may want them to be, but to find their career path and to find their unique kind of career satisfaction. So that's in a very long-winded answer. That's what I do. Yes, that is industry specific. CPRW stands for Certified Professional Resume Writer.
So how do you get certified in that?
Well, a number of things. There are two major certifications in this industry. This is one of them. For those of us who are members of a networking organization, which is one of the most recognized ones in this field, it's the Association for Professional Resume Writers and Career Coaches. And through that membership, you're able to go through the process of being certified. It is a two-step process, has several modules. It's a lot that goes into it.
Okay.
Very, very excited when I passed. After years in recruitment and HR, after, a few years of helping my friends, and even after launching the Offer Stage brand, this is something that was really important to me because I find that whenever you are starting out on your own, it's important to be marketable. And even if you're not launching your own business, something that is important is having a personal brand, learning how to be marketable in your own individual field.
Yep.
And this is something that for me meant a lot. It was a personal and professional accomplishment. And I was so, so excited to have it. So that's what it stands for. It lets someone know that I am backed by a major organization, specifically for career guidance and for resume writing and interview coaching. It lets someone know that I have gone through the professional steps to be certified and to have this lovely piece of paper. Absolutely. Technical skill is one that may be specifically required to do a job. A soft skill is one that is sort of it's a natural ability. It's a natural skill. It's a part of your attitude. A good attitude is actually a good soft skill. It's something that in the recruitment world we say can't be taught.
Mm-hmm.
A technical skill is something you can get from a classroom. So, for example, you can go into a classroom, you can take a course, and you can learn how to use Microsoft Excel.
Yep.
You can learn how to use PowerPoint. You can learn how to use other systems that may be necessary to do the job. You can learn the ins and outs of managing a project and get that certification. That's fantastic. The soft skills are things like a strong work ethic. You can go through class after class. I can't teach you how to, not be lazy and how to work hard and not stare at the clock all day from 9 to 5. I can't teach you how to stop coming in at 9:30 and leaving at 4:30. When you have a 9 to 5 schedule.
Yep.
A good attitude is probably the greatest soft skill ever. To be someone who, no matter what kind of day you've had, no matter what your boss said to you, no matter what kind of crazy emails came your way, at the end of the day, you're still feeling positively about the position and you're still ready to come in the next day and knock it out of the park. Someone who is someone who takes criticism well. That's a really strong soft skill that I'm hearing more and more from managers, because
Hmm.
when you're in this age where everyone, where they're looking to hire someone who is a new grad who may not have a decade or more of experience, but they've got potential, they want someone they can groom.
Yeah.
You know, they want to see someone who's willing to learn. So if you're willing to learn, which is another great soft skill, and you are someone who takes criticism well, you know, you're not going to get discouraged, but you're going to take that tough love and you're going to say, okay, how can I take this and make whatever I did better? Those are all some great soft skills that are in demand.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, coming from the hiring world, if you have a lot of those soft skills, things that can't be taught, a manager is willing to teach you the technical stuff. They can
Yep.
teach you how to run a project, and they can teach you how to use certain systems. But they're not willing to try to teach you how to have a good attitude. So you bring the positive attitude and you bring that can-do spirit, they're willing to teach you the rest. You'll go very far with having those soft skills. One thing that I learned, being in this business, HR is an experience based kind of field. You know, you can read every book in the world. You can have degrees stacked from the floor to the ceiling. There is no replacement for having that everyday
Yeah.
experience it's human resources. First word, humans. We are not predictable. You cannot figure out humans by having a degree.
Yep.
You cannot anticipate what another human being in your company is going to come to you and with.
Yeah.
You cannot predict what sort of employee conflict is going to happen. You cannot predict how employment laws are going to change. So you have to just be open to the experiences. So I think if you take all of that, and there's a piece of advice that I got from someone a couple of years ago working in New York. Um, they said, you know, work like you know you're not going to be fired, which it sounds a little odd when you first hear it, but once it's explained, it made so much sense to me. It meant to work without fear.
Yeah.
You know, don't worry about corporate politics. Don't worry so much about those things. Don't worry so much about being afraid of anything that you are not trusting your gut, that you're not using your best judgment,
Yeah.
that you're not willing to stand for your own values. You know, don't worry about that.
If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, then please like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell notification to join the notification squad so you never miss any of our videos. We put out videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday covering a wide variety of topics revolving around the college admissions and job search processes. If you like this video more than a share and subscription can show, then check out our merch store. The link is in the description below. The proceeds from our merch store allows Let's Go to College to provide free and at-cost college and career help to low-income, first-generation, and at-risk students. We really appreciate your support, and so do the students.